So if you guys noticed on my Twitter and my Instagram, and if you happen to be one of the cool people on my Facebook feed, which isn't really much of anything, but um, last night Keith and I played like 6 hours of Just Dance. It was amazing because that was actually like both of us were actually like sweaty and like gross. By the end of it, we're like, oh, this is an actual workout. Crazy. But like, so, and as
Yeah, there we go.
as Chris has
Those
pulled
watch
up, if you are
live,
watching
Chris.
this live, you can
Yeah.
see some of the video of us doing Let It Go, which, for the record, I am not the one to watch in this. Watch Keith, because he has the most serious face, because he takes this stuff super seriously.
I don't know. For the
And he just
record,
randomly like throws his arms down and does poses, and I don't understand why.
I'd say for the record, it's hard to make out Keith's face in the video, but Naki's poses are pretty goddamn funny.
Naki, did you let it go?
Oh, I let it go. We actually, so like on the Just Dance for the Expo for 2015, you can challenge other players around the world, and we won like 2 out of 3 challenges. Again, we won one for Happy, and we lost the one for Let It Go, and we won one for I can't think of the name of the song, but it's a traditional Russian dance, and we just like killed it. And then we did this one called Bollywood Santa, and I wish we would have gotten that one on video. We didn't get that one on video. It was amazing. Oh no, I think it's on Keith's page. If you can go onto Keith's page, I think he has it. He's Clone Freak 1 on Instagram.
I'll see if I can find it. Well,
But like it was utterly ridiculous, and we did this Bollywood like Christmas. It's called Xmas Tree, and it was Bollywood Santa, and like the whole thing is like super ridiculous. And I'm okay with sharing this on the internet because who actually cares? But
I don't follow him on Instagram, and he's private, so I can't show you right now. Sorry.
oh no.
Click
You
little.
don't share privates.
Or maybe I do, and I just am not logged into Instagram right now because
It might. I know mine is public, but it might be on Twitter too.
Well, part of it is separate event here. I had to completely redo my computer since the last show, so things I was logged into, I might not be logged into anymore, and I might not remember
Nice.
passwords to anymore. So
That's always fun.
yeah, it was interesting to say the least. So welcome everyone to episode 141 of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. I'm tentatively going to title this one "Let It Go."
Don't want to call it Keith's privates?
Say what now?
He said you couldn't look at the keys because it was private, so I said don't look at Keith's privates.
Ooh, I like that one too.
I thought it was pretty funny.
He's gonna wake up and be so confused.
Hey Keith, the internet's talking about your privates.
Your
I'll
title's
talk about
better 'cause
Keith's
it sounds more
privates.
scandalous.
Indeed.
Yeah,
It
I
does sound
prefer
better coming from Anthony than from me.
It did indeed.
I don't know
So,
about better. Hopefully it sounds funnier. I hope it doesn't sound better.
Something.
Well, welcome everyone to episode 141 of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. This was recorded live on Sunday, January 18th, 2015, and I almost said 2014 for some reason.
Lovely.
Shit.
I
Get
also
the year right, Chris. Get the year right.
there was
I'm
one
working on
time I wrote down 2013 and I was like, where is my head at?
Evidently, back in 2013.
The fun part is my job when the year changes, we're sitting there setting accruals on child support cases, and you type in the wrong year. If I go to set someone's child support to start January 2015, and I type 2014, then they owe the last year.
Ooh.
Yes.
That could
We have to be real motherfucking careful for the
That
first
could-
month of the year.
seriously F up someone's month.
Oh yeah.
Like,
You don't owe $100. You owe a couple grand, and I just fucked your credit score. Yeah, it's bad. We have to be very, very careful at the start of the year.
Ooh. Yeah, I could see that. That sounds uncomfortable. And now I'm all miffed. All miffed.
What Chris
But
hasn't told you is that he actually has
later. He actually has what?
He has several kids and he's paying child support. He understands.
I guess this is when I should announce that one Big Papa, a.k.a. Stephen Jondra, is in fact my son.
Chris
Hang on,
is
I'm working out the logistics of
grandfather
this.
of the network.
Yeah, you see, I'm a time traveler, and
okay.
when I hit 88 miles per hour in my DeLorean, I saw some serious shit, and I went back to the future, and then back in time. And
Including
I am
his
Big
mom's
Papa's
vagina.
father.
But sadly, it is 2015, and we do actually still need roads.
Yeah.
No flying cars, no fucking... Well, there's that one hoverboard, but... I don't know, anything that sounds like a jet fucking engine, I don't think that counts. It still hovers, but goddamn, those things are expensive too.
I'll take a nap till 2016 and hope for the best.
That's a
They
long
were just
nap.
a year off.
That's like 350 days long nap.
That sounds
Yeah,
like a fun nap.
I'll be Naki Van Winkle.
You'll be well fucking rested, that's for sure.
God, I hope so. I'm so tired.
So
I'm assuming it was all of that beat revolution.
yeah,
Don't be jelly.
Dancing.
Don't be jelly, bro.
I'm not jealous.
I ain't jelly.
Ow.
I lost my complete train of thought. I'm sorry, guys.
Naki's all dance sore.
We probably
No,
should
I'm
roll.
sore from my workout.
Keith put a bird on him with his privates.
Sure. So we probably should roll into the news because I have to close the show out a little early because I'm going to go play X-Wing this afternoon, and I need time to edit a podcast and put it online before I do that. So let's just roll into our news of the week.
We don't edit. That's our news of the week.
Yeah, that's the
I don't
news.
think that's news. I'm pretty damn sure that's not news.
Hey, that's the news of the week, God damn it. So let's do the news. Cue the bump.
News
cue
of
the
the
bump.
week.
I don't have to cue the bump. You cue the bump.
You cue the bump.
You cue the bump. All right, I'll do the story then because
Okay, that
I
works.
wasn't originally going to do this story, but since Anthony's here, the Ant-Man trailer in less than a week had 29 million views on YouTube.
Nice.
And I kind of don't get it because it's not that good a trailer.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Do you not realize at this point that I'm surprised that the ant-sized Ant-Man trailer doesn't have 29 million views?
No, it needs more views. The new Avengers trailer.
At this point, Marvel can do no wrong.
Hey,
That's
the new-
the point that we're at. Until a movie fails, anything they put out is pure crack rock to pop culture.
This might be the movie that fails.
I doubt it. Paul
I don't
Rudd
know that
is so
it's gonna
fucking
fail.
funny.
Because everyone's expectations are so low on it.
Well,
That's true.
The comic fans' expectations. I think your problem might be that the general public's expectations of Ant-Man might be a lot higher than they need to be because they don't realize that it's not going to be another Avengers film. It's going to be fucking Ant-Man. And so,
I don't
for
think they're
people that know the comics, I don't think we're expecting much. The general public might be expecting a lot because they just expect another, balls to the wall, amazing Marvel film. It might just be Ant-Man.
I think from what I understand, from what I'm hearing from people who are not comic book fans, they're expecting another sneak attack like Guardians of the Galaxy was, and I'm sitting here there's no way that it could be that level. I don't know. Maybe it could be, but I have no expectation for Ant-Man because I don't give a shit about Ant-Man. So.
That's good, though. I mean, if the general public is thinking about it more along the lines of Guardians, where it's more of a risk and not an expected blockbuster, then it probably will do better.
Yeah, I think more of what's going on for me on this one is I don't really dislike it, but I don't really care, and I'm more thinking, Marvel, you haven't let me down, so I will go see it. But this could be the one that lets me down, is what's in the back of my head. That's not to say it's going to be crappy or anything like that. I just don't really care that much yet. Maybe it's because I know the Avengers comes before it, and I'm super stoked for that.
And that's probably what it is too. It's a lot of build up for Avengers. I mean, come on, James Spader's Ultron. Come on.
Yeah. They don't want to talk too much about Ant-Man, when it's all about getting the Avengers to the theater first.
That's a good point.
We'll have a ramp-up for Ant-Man that'll be crazy once Avengers is in theaters.
Yeah, Starpie brings up a good point in the chat room, too. He says, I like the Ant-Man suit, and I do have to say, the Ant-Man suit looks pretty good.
Well,
the suit does look good.
The thing that I'm kind of like waiting for is that trailer that gets you excited, how the first Guardians of the Galaxy trailer got you excited for it.
Yeah, because I think the tone of the Ant-Man trailer was just kind of dull. It's a lot of voiceover and just lots of cuts to different shots. You don't get much. It doesn't tell me much about the movie, and I think that's why I was just kind of like, meh.
Yeah, there was no real story in the Ant-Man trailer. The Guardians of the Galaxy trailer gave you a good idea of what the world was going to be like that the movie was going to inhabit, and the Ant-Man trailer just shows you cool scenes and people walking.
My hope is that trailer 2 gets me more excited. I don't need another Lord of the Rings trailer where people just walk. Notice how I got that shot in there?
Even the fucking trees walked in those movies.
You know. Yeah, after being disappointed by The Hobbit, I guess I can't say much of anything.
Well, I think that was bound to happen. You go see a movie, a 3-movie series based off a book that's like 220 pages long. You're going to be a little disappointed.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's cash grab the threequel.
Pretty much. I mean, like, if they had taken out like the elf love story that didn't make any sense because it wasn't in the book, and if they had taken out like, I don't know, 90% of the movie and just made it the actual Hobbit and made it one movie, it would have been fantastic. But
even 2. I could see where they could cut it into 2. But there was absolutely no reason for a 3rd film.
Right. And, well, part of me wants to say spoiler alert, but part of me is also like, I don't really care.
You don't have to say spoiler alert on anything based on a book. Especially a 60-year-old book.
Yeah.
Snape killed Dumbledore.
Well, the ending.
The best fight in Twilight is an imaginary one.
You watched Twilight?
No, but I know about it.
If you want to go Twilight spoilers, Jacob's in love with Bella's uterus. Fetus. Or something like that.
I was going to say fetus, not really uterus, I think.
Well, because it's still in her uterus for the first 4 books.
Doesn't he imprint on an infant?
Yeah.
The creepy, shape-shifting, non-werewolf, shirtless Indian boy?
Like, it's really, really weird, because he's, like, in love with her for, like, 4 books, and then she has this baby, and he's like, oh, that's what I was in love with the whole time, and you're like, what?
Ew.
Those books suck.
Seriously. Hashtag fuck Twilight.
I really got to find the paper I wrote. I wrote an 8-page paper on how those books are terrible for teenagers, and why they're terrible.
About Stephen King, what he wrote.
Yeah, like they're actually like worse for teenagers than like some religious books that are out there. So it's like,
oh, I don't know about that.
Twilight says you got to find a good man to define your life off of, basically.
That's what Stephen King wrote in his Entertainment Weekly, was the comparison between Harry Potter and Twilight, is that Harry Potter is all about finding your place in the world, the strength of family and friends, and surrounding yourself with good people, and Twilight is that you must define yourself by your boyfriend. That's the
and change
whole
everything
importance
that you are.
of Bella's life. Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of things wrong with Twilight. Which then stems into 50 Shades of Grey, which is the fanfic of Twilight. Which, honestly, I don't know which one is worse, because fucking 50 Shades of Grey has a scene where she's like, no, I can't have sex with you, I have my period. And so he reaches in her, pulls out her tampon, and fucks her anyways.
That's gross and creepy.
Ah!
Naki's answer to that is, ah!
I read that scene. You have to understand, I don't bitch about books unless I read them. I read that scene, closed the book, put it down, and took a shower because I felt disgusting.
You felt dirty? That's lovely.
And my mom, and like we had friends over a few weeks ago, and we were talking about these books, and one of them was a housewife who's like, "Oh, I fucking love 50 Shades of Grey," and I brought up that scene, and she's like, "I don't remember that scene." I'm like, "It's like in the first 50 pages of the first book." Like,
they remember what they want to remember. They remember the fact that it was the first time they got hot and bothered in the last 10 years in their marriage because they read some creepy-ass trash novel.
so, like, part of me wants to go and print them off, like, some of the really good fanfics that are out on the internet and be like, this is good. This is good BDSM. This is what you want to read. This is what you want to look up. This is the stuff that you wanted to read and understand of real relationships, and not this, he's going to beat you, and then he's going to make you cry, and then, oh, but because he loves you, he's okay.
It's basically, from what I understand, it's basically a book about how abuse is alright.
Yeah, like, it's about rape and abuse and how it's okay, and I'm like, this series is not okay. There's something sincerely wrong with this person.
Yeah, that's icky. I don't like it.
You mean you don't want to take out your girlfriend's
No!
tampon?
Stop! I don't want my Red Wings, goddammit.
We should stop this conversation right now.
Yeah, Anthony's getting hot and bothered.
Naki, do your news of the week, and hopefully it's not about that.
Well, it's about Japan, and they do some crazy, weird sex stuff.
That they do.
But it's not about sex stuff. As some of you may know, I really like the ideas of these boxes that get sent to your door, like Loot Crate and stuff like that. Well, there is a newer one that just started called Japan Crate, and I'm actually really excited for this one, and I wish I had the money for it. Japan Crate is you get crazy Japanese candy sent to your door every month.
You get like sriracha candies?
So you can get like sriracha candies. They have the Ramadan candies. They have the choco shrooms, the koala yummies. Like we're talking like the candy that I have to go to the special stores to find. And granted, I live in the Chicagoland area. It's pretty easy for me to find these specialty stores that carry like specifically shipped overseas candies. But if I can just get a box of it shipped to my house for a month, that would be great. Because
that's not bad.
I love me some. For those of you unaware, I love Japanese candy. Like, I swear to God, I lived off of seaweed candy my first time through college. There's also, but they have the month-to-month plan, which is $25 a month. The mini month-to-month plan, which is like half of what you would usually get, is $12 a month. And the premium month-to-month plan is $30 a month, but that box is fucking huge, and that might last me a week. Oh God, they have the Street Fighter candy in the premium month-to-month. I don't actually know if the Street Fighter candy is good, but it's Street Fighter.
What is Street Fighter candy?
I don't actually know. Also, I found there is.
An uppercut.
You get a punch to the face.
Hadouken! By Tim Tom.
Tim Tom candy.
Tim Tom will Hadouken you.
Fighter. We went to Galloping Ghost on Friday, and my brother kicked my ass in Street Fighter, and so I now have to go back to Galloping Ghost just to beat his ass in it. True story.
True story, bro.
I did beat Keith though, which was the shining light, is that I beat Keith in Street Fighter, but I did not beat my brother. There's another one that I like is Loot Crate, but apparently there is a rival one called Nerd Block, which I was not aware of, but it looks like more toy based.
Ooh.
And
yeah, there's a lot of them now.
Yeah, like there's quite a bit.
Nerd Block is a toy subscription for nerds, it says.
Yeah, there's one that's sci-fi based. There's one that's horror movie based. I know I've seen
Arcade
4 or
based.
5 on Facebook.
I get the Loot Crate one all the time. I never see, but there's Arcade Block, which is game based. Nerd Block Junior for girls and Nerd Block Junior for boys. That I don't agree with because I don't believe in genders when it comes to video games. But there's Horror Block. There's the Nerd Block Classic, which looks like pretty much a hodgepodge of everything. But you get to pick your theme and subscribe, and then they curate toys and they send you this stuff, and I think that's really cool.
I'm more interested in the Nerd Block one because it's more toys. Loot Crate's a mix of stuff, and
you get some shitty loot crates. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's the thing is there's a hodgepodge of stuff in that, and sometimes loot crates that go out, you see them and like that would be an awesome one to have. And then other times I see it and I'm like, man, that's bullshit. I wouldn't want any of the stuff in that.
Which I think Boyfriend just canceled his subscription, and of course this month was Star Wars themed.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that was weak. That was one I would have wanted. With Star Wars #1. Ooh! Side story then, since you brought up Star Wars. Did you guys see they've already ordered a third printing of Star Wars #1?
That is not surprising. Not surprising, but awesome.
Nice. I have it in my pull. It's sitting at my shop. I just haven't caught up to where I'll be able to buy it yet. But I did go to my shop. They still had 30 or 40 copies of it, including the so fucking cool Scotty Young cover, but I didn't have like the extra $10 to throw down on the
Alex
cover.
Ross cover is also fantastic. So let me get a quick plug in here. Is one of my local stores is called Four Horsemen Comics and Gaming. They ran an X-Wing tournament on Wednesday for the launch of Star Wars #1, and massive props to them. It was a free tournament, but everyone that played in the tournament got a free copy of Star Wars #1. So that was awesome. They had members of the 501st there for it. They were playing Star Wars on the big screen. It was a lot of fun.
That sounds like a hell of a Star Wars day.
Well, the guy that owns the store, Ron, is a member of the 501st around here. He dresses up as a stormtrooper and Darth Vader all the time, and he's a huge Star Wars fan. So I can't wait to see what he does for the Episode 7 premiere, because he's in the same shopping. It's a store inside the mall, and the movie theater is in the mall itself, and he's always done things with them in the past for big nerd movies. I can't wait to see what he does with them for Star Wars.
Very cool. Did you guys see the 501st give a kid a prosthetic arm that looked kind of like Mandalorian armor?
Yeah, it was badass.
Like, that was super cool. I love now that we're getting all these 3D printing projects where like kids are getting prosthetics that are related to stuff that they like. It's a very cool concept of, instead of, it's bad enough like a kid loses an arm or something and they get stuck with, like a weird hook hand, like back in the day where you only had the option of like the creepy flesh one or the hook. And now we're getting fucking like robotic pieces that are based on comic books or movies. Like, it's fucking cool.
That really is. But I'm sorry I took us off topic. I should toss to Anthony though so he can do his news of the week, because I just found some cool news to bring up after that.
All right. Well, mine's simple, quick and easy. If you're gonna check out the Suicide movie or Suicide Squad movie coming up, you no longer have to worry about Bane not Bane being not Bane, because Tom Hardy ain't gonna be fucking in it no more. Latino Review had the story claiming that Tom Hardy walked, just basically wasn't happy with the final script, so that it didn't meet his expectations. And I kind of like the idea that of all the big names listed in that movie so far, Tom Hardy would be the one to look at the script and go, you know what, this isn't good enough. I'm done. Like, because we all know that, I mean, there's some huge names in it, but most of them are really, big budget, big movie actors. Like, Will Smith will do a not great movie if he gets paid enough. Tom Hardy has not been in a movie so far that hasn't been fucking spectacular. So I can see him saying, I'm not going to do this because it's not good enough.
Well, the rumor I'm seeing from Geek Tyrant they had said that he dropped mostly because Deadshot and Joker had a lot more screen time than Rick Flag.
And that would make sense, too, because, I mean, yeah, Rick Flag's not a huge... I mean, hell, I've read Suicide Squad comics, and even I don't even think I knew who the character Rick Flag was.
I only knew because of Smallville.
I see, and I guess I don't remember him in Smallville. But yeah, and then in the article I'm looking at on Comic Book Resources, they also said apparently Jake Gyllenhaal is already being eyed to fill that role. So it would be another really big name. So excuse me, it's still going to be a huge name cast. I mean, the cast in that movie is fucking like box office money. Like, it's going to be a guaranteed 120, $150 million opening weekend film just from the names involved. And, I mean, that's without knowing anything about the actual story or what they're going to have the Suicide Squad fighting, But, I don't know, I'm kind of glad just because, with Tom Hardy having been Bane in the Nolanverse, to have him come in and on a team that had Bane on it and not be Bane just kind of aggravated me.
Yeah, but I don't think he was going to look anything like Bane. So the common person was like, "Oh my God, that's Bane." He's not even going to sound the same because you're going to hear when Gotham is ashes.
Well, see, I really wanted to see them say, okay, well, it's still the same actor, but we don't want to convince. We're not connected to the Nolan verse, so he can be Bane, but he has to be like the crazy ass luchador Bane from Batman the Animated Series. That's what I wanted to see. Giant green pipes of venom coming out of the back of his head. Fucking, he turns on the button, and all of a sudden Tom Hardy gets 3 times bigger. Like, that would have been awesome. They could have done it like fucking League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. It would have been great.
Rando question: is the Batman animated series streaming anywhere?
Oh, it was on Netflix at one point. There's actually a really good website. It's called canistream.it, where you can put in any of those things.
Oh, nice.
I'll check for you.
I would like to check, but I don't have Netflix anymore. I'm sad.
You just use this website. It'll tell you where all it's streaming.
But it don't matter if I don't have anywhere to look it up at, where I can look it up once they tell me where it's at. I'll get my Netflix back in a couple of months. I'll be good.
It'll be good. It is thinking right now. It is available nowhere streaming right now.
Boo! Earns.
It was on Netflix for a long time. You can buy it on Amazon, iTunes, Google, Vudu, a few places like that. It would appear, but not available on any streaming sources at the moment.
Boo earns.
You just go buy the DVDs. They're probably cheap now.
Yeah.
$20 a season.
I keep wanting to get that box set that's on Amazon. It's pricey, but it'd be a damn good one to own because
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, damn, it's Batman the Animated Series. You can't go wrong with Batman the Animated Series.
No.
One quick thing: did you guys see the photo of the cast of Now You See Me, Part 2, where they had Jesse Eisenberg in there with apparently really, really short hair in the cast photo? So people are thinking that he actually did shave his head for Lex.
I didn't see the first one, so.
The first one, I actually really
good. I liked it.
I'm bad at watching movies.
I didn't think I was going to like it, and I saw it on HBO or something, and I watched it, and I was like, holy crap, it's fun. It's not a great movie, but it's a fun movie, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it wasn't Oscar bait. It was, it was a popcorn, like, I mean, I won't say a Michael Bay explosion movie, but it kind of was like, basically, if David Blaine and Michael Bay got together and made a movie, it would be Can You See Me?
Right,
So,
and it's all about misdirection and things like that, typical magic things, and they created some of their own tricks, some of it's CGI.
Was good. Yeah, the script and the story was really good. So yeah, I'm excited to see a second one. But yeah, they released a cast photo, and in the cast photo, Eisenberg has extremely short hair, and so people are thinking from that photo that he might have actually been bald for the last couple of months.
Also Justice League related, the new Justice League animated movie came out, Throne of Atlantis, and it looks really badass. I've not actually gotten to watch it yet, but I can buy it on Xbox, and I've been fighting myself all weekend that I don't need to buy it, and I can just wait. But
DC keeps knocking those out
of the park. We live in
park.
a world of instant gratification, Naki. If you
I
need it,
know.
you need it now.
I know, but right now they're doing a DC animated film weekend for free, so you can watch like select of them. They're for free. Like Flashpoint Paradox is on there.
That's a fun one.
Some of the Batman ones are.
On where?
The Xbox Live. On Xbox Live. If you're.
Oh, I'll have to fire my Xbox up then. I think there's a couple of those I haven't seen.
Yeah, I mean, it's select of them. I think the latest one that you can get is Flashpoint Paradox. I think there might be one other one that's after that that's free, but
it's probably
so it's for this weekend.
Too.
I think it'll go till tomorrow because it's for the holiday weekend, sort of holiday weekend.
Nice.
I don't have school tomorrow. That's all I know.
I don't have
work tomorrow.
Well, you two both work government.
Damn right.
As a person who works in a gym, I have worked.
Ha ha.
Well, you need one of them jobs where they give you 14 holidays a year because they'll take any excuse to take a day off. It's nice.
Who doesn't like a day off?
Yeah. So
everybody likes a day off.
I just saw this news story pop up on Facebook, and I wanted to bring it up. Evidently, Fox is looking at bringing back a couple old shows, but not in the way you think. There are reports that Fox is looking to reboot The X-Files, but to bring back David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson to have their original roles on there.
It's like
I saw that. I saw
the original
Gillian Anderson.
Say now?
Did Gillian Anderson say she was down with it?
I haven't been able to see any of that. It says in here their hopes are to have original stars David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson reprise their roles.
If you
I
shove
don't know
enough
anything
money
about
at her.
Yeah, I'm not. Somebody already contacted her, and she actually announced that she would be up for it, which is awesome.
Yeah, and according to this, also Fox wants to bring back a reboot of Prison Break.
Okay, that I'm totally against, because without those two actors who are now hot and cold, you can't do Prison Break, and it's... I mean, I love that fucking show. It was ridiculous and great, but there's no reason to redo it.
You'll get to see the Schofield brothers on Flash this Tuesday.
Yeah?
Because Flash and Arrow are back, thank God.
Constantine was back this week, but I haven't watched it yet. But Constantine came back this week.
Flash and Arrow. Oh, I guess, and this can let me second in a nice...
for this new episode, but other than that, I am caught up again. That show is fucking fun.
It's we had a discussion about this a couple weeks ago, about how, you know, it is kind of Monster of the Weekish, but it's also like once the overarching arc is established in like episode 4, it made the series really good. And I don't have hopes for a season 2 because, you know, once they do that thing, and NBC did this with Community where they're like, maybe we're gonna cut it, it kind of like gets flushed out and you're like, oh. But like, I really hope it happens, but I'm not gonna get my hopes up. It's really, like, I can't stress enough how good it is. I really, really, really enjoy Constantine. So after we are done here, I'm probably going to watch that. And
well, you did see, you mentioned Community, you saw season 6 release date was announced, right?
I saw that. I saw the post for it, but I haven't actually watched it.
It will premiere on March 17th, season 6 of Community.
Woo! But it's on Yahoo.
Yeah, but you can watch it on their app for free. There'll just be ad-supported commercials in there, like on Hulu and things like that. What really intrigued me on the fact that they're bringing Community back, well, number one is that they brought Community back, which is awesome. They are not doing the Netflix model of dump the entire new season out there for everyone to watch. It is a weekly release of Community. So every Tuesday you'll get a new episode until they burn through the season.
I don't know how to feel about that. I'll probably still wait till the whole season's done. I mean, that's what I do.
Can't. I'll watch it.
That's what I do. Be a student again. You'll understand.
I don't want to go back to that. I've been out of school for 7 years now.
I know, so was I, and then suddenly I was back.
But
and there were a lot of...
I have no idea what you just said.
To which one?
Either of you.
She said she was out of school, and then she was back.
Okay. Internet.
There were a bunch of other shows that got renewed. So you said Constantine hasn't yet?
Constantine is still up in the air.
Still up in the air.
Last time I checked.
We do know the Flash and Arrow both got renewed. So
yep.
I don't know how that couldn't have happened, but just to have it in black and white.
Supernatural also got a renewal, so they're going into season 80.
Season 11, which will then overtake Smallville as the longest-running show on CW. Because Smallville went 10 seasons.
Oh, wow. Impressive.
Yeah. Well, Supernatural has a hell of a following and a very dedicated fan base, so they just keep watching and they keep enjoying it. So
I was going to say, yeah.
I'm still in season 1.
I'm like you. It's one of those shows I want to watch.
I'd rather watch Arrow. What was the... They haven't yet confirmed that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. will get renewed. My guess is it probably will. And there's been no news as to whether Agent Carter will get either another limited run season or a season 2. And I will say, I have been enjoying the shit out of Agent Carter. It is really good. Have you guys seen any of it yet?
I have not.
I haven't yet.
Oh, you gotta watch it. It's so good. It's so good.
So tell us how you really feel.
Now I have the ability to get on stuff. It's on the list. I will be watching it.
Tell us how you really feel about Agent Carter, Chris.
I can't say anything else. I don't want to get into spoiler territory since you guys haven't seen it.
It's on the to watch list because I have Hulu and that's how I watch pretty much. No, it's not how I watch everything. It's how I watch some of my shows.
There's only 5 episodes left, I think. 5 or 6 episodes left because it's only a 7-episode miniseries.
Womp womp.
Let me say, it's on. Is it up on ABC's website?
I cannot tell you that for sure. I've just been watching it on my DVR.
I know that it's on Hulu, so it should be on ABC's website.
My guess is it probably
Yeah.
is.
I'll just go to my Hulu account and add it to my queue.
You must do so, as it is fan-friggin-tastic.
Cute.
I figured it would be. Anytime Haley Atwell's on screen, I'm pretty sure it's worth watching.
Oh, there's that too.
I'm pretty sure that Anthony doesn't have his pick on anytime that Haley Atwell is on the screen.
Yeah, never. Why would I? Haley
season
Atwell
one,
is guaranteed
episode-
pants off time.
Episode 1 and 2 are on ABC's website. Episode 3 requires you to log in because it's still within the first week of releasing.
Yeah, so it'll be a week behind. So I'll be watching Agent Carter the same way I was watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Cool.
So
So
you
I
got
have
two
two
episodes
episodes of
you can
Agent
watch.
Carter to watch today. Nice.
It's been really good.
Add to queue. The second episode is called Bridge and Tunnel. That's funny. Bridge and Tunnel,
Yeah.
Jersey Dykes.
And you'll have a chance to get caught up because Agent Carter is not on this week, and SP enlightened me as to why, because it's the State of the Union on Tuesday.
Nice.
There will be no new TV on Tuesday besides for Flash, which means I'll be watching Flash because I don't really care about politics personally at this moment. So
CW is not going to be preempted.
No, it will not. Stargate Pioneer is also asking in the chat room, who enjoys Vikings on the History Channel? Has anyone watched that? Because I have not.
I have not watched it. I've been meaning to because I love Vikings. Because who wouldn't like Vikings? Communists.
Who doesn't enjoy some rape and pillaging? Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, they weren't big on the raping. But they do enjoy the pillaging.
So, you guys want to make SP cry with some news?
Let's make
Always.
SP cry. That's
So
always fun.
SP's had a theory that in Avengers Age of Ultron, Black Widow is going to die. And he's been sticking to that theory. Well, the Russo brothers came out this week and said, hey, Natasha Romanoff, the Black Widow, she's in Captain America Civil War. So SP, your theory is destroyed.
Womp womp. Or she could die and it's a life body decoy or life decoy. But
Shut
no.
up, Naki.
Life model decoy.
Thank you.
I want to make him cry, and you're
All
trying
right.
to ruin the crying.
Cry,
You have
SP,
reached the
cry.
life model decoy of Tony Stark. Please leave a message.
Remember, we all made that theory about that's what Coulson was and things like that. We got proven wrong. So
Yep.
maybe
I'm
they'll
still
just use.
sad that he's not the Vision. Because it would have been so cool for him to be the Vision.
I don't know. I'm pretty cool with Paul Bettany being the Vision.
Oh no, I have nothing against Paul Bettany. I liked the concept when I came up with the idea that they were going to bring him back in an android body. That would have been a great fucking switch. But I'm all about Paul Bettany. The guy's voice is just awesome.
So cry, SP. Your theory's been broken. I have a couple other things real quick, and then we'll start wrapping things up because I just looked at the clock. You guys remember how we talked about this last year that NBC was doing a new Heroes miniseries called Heroes Reborn? You guys remember any of that? Well,
And I know
there's-
who the lead is.
Yeah, there's some casting news. The new lead for Heroes Reborn, Zachary Levi, returns to TV to play the lead role in Heroes
Fuck
Reborn.
yeah. Chuck is on Heroes. Yes.
Now,
Look
if
at
we
how
went back to
the Anthony
2009,
is.
if we went back to 2009 and you're like Chuck is on Heroes, it'd be like hell yeah. In 2015, I'm like, eh. I like Zachary Levi, but they kind of burned me on Heroes.
I love Zach Levi, and you know what? Fuck everybody. I liked Heroes. I don't care how convoluted and weird it got. I don't care how badly this writer's strike fucked it up. The fact that if you actually look at just like the first episode and the last episode, it bookended really nice with fucking the cheerleader, and there was a whole lot of weird shit and superpowers in between. I have no problem with that.
That show was terrible. The end.
It was better than the Cape.
I just got the cape on DVD. The whole
Why?
box that was like $6 on Amazon.
There's a reason it was $6 on Amazon.
Because I will eventually own everything superhero media, and that was one that I found real cheap.
Do you own the
I bought the Stripperella series, the Cape Complete series, and the Complete Blade TV series, and all together it was like $16.
Do you own the 1990 Roger Corwin Fantastic Four movie?
I have 2 digital files of it that I may have appropriated illegally. I have not been able to ever find an actual copy of it.
I wouldn't worry about it. I don't think anyone's going to prosecute you for having that steaming pile of crap.
Well, so far I haven't even been able to make myself watch it all the way through. It's so bad.
Yeah.
And I've
One
watched
last.
few original Captain America films, which I have those on DVD, and they're awful. He drives a motorcycle, like it's ridiculous.
I like the
And even
cutscenes
then,
that
I
I've
can't
seen.
watch
from
the
them.
Roger Corman.
So one last thing on Heroes Reborn. They've only announced one other cast member for the series, and Jack Coleman, who played Noah Bennett, will be coming back to play his same role. The Horn-Rimmed
Nice.
Glasses guy from Season 1, if you guys don't remember.
Thank you. Couldn't remember his name.
He
I was like,
awesome,
which one was Noah?
Noah
He's
was
been
the
s-
character who basically went from the biggest villain in the storyline to almost the main hero of the show.
Yeah,
It was
and if you watch
really cool. His
if you
character
watch
arc.
Castle, he's been super creepy in his appearances on Castle.
Oh, is he on Castle?
He's been
Well, that
he's had a
actor's
recurring
good.
role for the last 3 years.
Nice. Yeah, that actor's good at doing creepy.
Yeah, he's an evil politician, and he's super good at it on Castle. I think they finally finished his role.
I don't watch that show either.
And Stargate Pioneer's asking you, Anthony, do you
Yeah,
own the
I
Elektra
see it.
movie?
Yes, I own the Elektra movie and
dear
both
Lord.
versions of Daredevil.
Dear Lord. Okay, the director's cut of Daredevil is actually pretty good.
Yeah, I bought the original, and then when I found out there was a director's cut, I bought that, and yeah, the director's cut of Daredevil is so much better than what they put in
So much
theaters.
better.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
it's
one of
like-
the ones. Who was it? Dave Johnson that did that one. That's one of the ones where they really should have listened to the director instead of whatever studio executive made the decision on the cut. Because yeah, his version of the film, I mean, it's still Daredevil. It's not perfect. There's still plenty of faults to be found in it. But the director's cut is twice the movie that most people saw in the theaters.
Yeah, it's much better.
That's
The
actually
tone
like
is better. The pacing's better. The whole thing, credits to credits, plays better.
there is that Kevin Smith movie that he did with Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. Wait,
Jersey
Julie?
Girl?
Jersey Girl. And if you
Which
see the
is
director's
also a
cut,
fun movie.
if you watch the director's cut of that movie, where there's actual there's because the movie that they put in theaters, like they cut out like all of the emotional stuff and like cut out like a lot of like the huge plot lines, which is why there was so many plot holes and like why it got tanked in theaters, because they cut out all the good stuff that kept it because if you watch the director's cut and the original cut of the movie's actually really powerful and really emotional and really in depth, and then there is what they put in the theater.
Well, it also got panned in the theaters because it was Bennifer.
Yeah.
This is true.
Bennifer 1, I should say. Yeah, which sadly, yeah, it was. I mean, J-Lo actually does a good acting job in the few scenes she's in it, and Ben Affleck actually does the single dad role in that movie really fucking well. And fucking George Carlin is awesome in that movie. If you haven't seen that movie because it was Bennifer, go watch that movie just for fucking George Carlin scenes. He's hilarious.
Well, I'm serious when I say watch the director's cut of it, because Jennifer Lopez is actually like in it a lot more, giving it a more emotional tie to when things actually happen and he becomes a single dad.
I need to find that. I don't think I've seen the director's cut of that because I actually like the normal one.
Yeah, it was like
I love George Carlin.
It wasn't terrible. Like it got really bad reviews, and I watched it. I'm like, it's not terrible, like what they're saying, but it wasn't good. But like the director's cut of it, and I don't know where you can find it. But it was ones that they showed to like the people, like audience testers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like that's the version. That was the first version that I saw of it. I'm like, that one was fucking great. And then they put out something else.
It happens.
It does.
Whenever studios are making decisions, shit like that happens.
It does.
Like
and if they listen to,
he's done with any big budget movies,
and if
he's
they're
going to do
listening
his
to,
little stuff and have total control.
especially if they're listening to people who, like, just want to see something specific, you know, and they probably tested it to audience who didn't want to see Bennifer, you know.
Yeah.
Afflo.
Afflo? What? No. There's Bennifer 1 and Bennifer 2.
I like Afflo.
That sounds way too much like Affleck.
Don't agree with this plan, Naki. I don't like it.
Have you guys seen Tusk yet?
No.
No, I saw it when I went yesterday when I rented Just Dance. I was walking around looking at different movies, and I saw Tusk on the shelf. I'm like, oh, I want to see that. But I was in the mood to read Gone Girl because I read the book in like 2 days, and
Yeah, if you're in the mood for Gone Girl, you're not in the mood to watch Tusk.
is Tusk okay? I don't actually know. Is Tusk a comedy or is it a horror?
Oh, it's a horror.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Kevin Smith's second horror film, and unlike Red State, where some people were like, well, that wasn't a horror film, it was just, psychological terror kind of. This one is a fucking horror film. There is a monster in it. It is creepy. People fucking die. Like, it is Kevin Smith doing a horror film, but it's Kevin Smith doing it, so it's very different. But yeah, it's super weird, but it's also really, really good. And it's another one that when you watch it, you're like, I can't believe Kevin Smith made this. It has that feeling like Red State where you watch it and you're like, this doesn't feel like a Kevin Smith movie. Like, it's not, it is still basically a bunch of talking heads. Like, it's most of the time it's two people in a room talking to each other. But it has such a different tone to it that it doesn't feel like his old movies. It is really a departure from what people think of as Kevin Smith films, the way Red State was, and it's really good. It's really fucking weird and creepy, but it's really good.
That's true.
I liked Red State a lot, so.
So, looking at the
Red
time,
State.
we probably got to start wrapping up, because I gotta roll myself here in a little bit. But the thing I did want to do before we do that in our traditional fashion, let's just share what we've been getting into, reading, gaming, playing, watching, any of that stuff. Maybe we'll hook someone else on that. So, ladies first, Naki, what have you been getting into? What do you plan on getting into, aside from dancing, of course?
I was going to say I played a whole lot of Just Dance. Other than that, I started school this week, so accounting classes, I have been working really hard as well as my keeping with the Fit by 30 goals. So I also started. Thank you. I also started my boot camp classes, which my teacher is a former drill sergeant, so it's gonna hurt a lot.
Called maggot 1,000 times.
Yeah. Well, part of the warm up is we have to run 2 miles every day. So.
Ugh. I don't miss running outdoors.
I
don't
hate
miss running at all.
My
bum says I don't have to run anymore.
Yeah, same here.
I am not a runner. I have never been a runner. I am a big fan of doing weights. But this is basically all cardio and calisthenics. So my poor asthma is just going to be like, you can't breathe forever. So I got that going for me, which is nice.
Push through, maggot. You can do it.
Exactly, right there. Other than that, I have been playing Marvel Puzzle Quest in between classes. I don't know why I suddenly got started playing that. It's basically just Bejeweled, but with Marvel characters, which is fine. It works.
Sounds good. Yeah.
I just last night I unlocked Venom and I was like, hooray! Right now they're doing a thing called the Oscorp Invasion, and you can unlock Squirrel Girl, and that's what my goal is, because I want to unlock Squirrel Girl and attack people with squirrels. So
I'd like to unlock Squirrel Girl. All right.
All right. Anthony needs to get laid. Somebody help him out there.
Anthony has been getting laid. That's the fun part. Now I'm all amped up again.
His testosterone is spiking.
Damn right. Working out 3 days a week, getting laid constantly. My testosterone's back to man levels. It's awesome!
Tell us how you really feel about being divorced, Anthony.
It's the best, worst thing I've ever done. Yay!
I guess I'll go next. What I've been getting into. I've been playing some X-Wing recently, which has been fun, and I still love that game. I read Star Wars #1, and it is really good, and I cannot wait to see where they go with this series. I will be continuing to read it because A, it's Star Wars, and B, I'm excited for Star Wars coming up. And nice. God, what else have I been getting into? I haven't been doing much. I've been watching the girlfriend play Mass Effect right now, because she started Mass Effect 2 last week. And I had all the DLC for that and Mass Effect 3. She has beaten Mass Effect 2 and is now about 2/3 of the way through Mass Effect 3. So it's been kind of fun to watch someone else play Mass Effect who's never played it before, and to sit there and try and keep my mouth shut and not be like, don't make that decision, that's bad, don't do it, don't do that, that's a bad choice. Occasionally I've had to be like, if you want that person to live, do not do that.
Oh, you're spoilerific as you're watching her do the game. That's just
well, no,
awful.
because she's asked before. She wants to
keep your mouth shut.
No, she wants to keep some of the people alive, and she's like, well, how do I keep this person alive? Because she goes, I know they can die, so well, don't do what you're going to do.
Should tell her to just make her own decisions and live with the consequences.
Well, for the most part, that's been happening because I tend to fall asleep on the couch sometimes when she's playing, or be paying attention to a comic book and not that. And so I'll miss something that happens, and she'll be like, oh, why'd that happen? And I go, oh, because you did this, this, and this. They died. And she's like, oh. I'm sitting there, I'm like, you got to remember, I've played through Mass Effect 2 and 3 probably between the two of them 7 or 8 times each. I'm a little addicted, guys.
Apparently.
I know how to do all the stuff in there, and I love the series, and I cannot wait until Mass Effect 4 comes out.
No, not you. Not you.
You shut your mouth until you've played it. You don't understand.
You know why? You have your Mass Effect, I've got Borderlands and Gears of War.
No.
So, suck it.
No, you're muted.
I guess Chris won that argument.
I win.
No. I refuse.
Oh, she's muted again. What are you been getting into, Anthony?
I'm finally getting caught up on my comics. Just with bills and shit and things going on, I fell way behind. So I'm just now starting to read the stuff that I'm referring to as the Sixus storyline, because fuck their logo design. That looks like an S, not an A. So it's not Axis, it's Sixus. But yeah, I got caught up on Nova. This was a good one where you have Sam Alexander fighting Clue, which is the Hulk's Hulk. So that was a really cool issue because you actually get a fight between a super young, like 14-year-old Nova that's still learning the job, taking on like an angry version of the Hulk, which was a great issue. Scotty Young has sadly fallen off of being the artist for Rocket Raccoon. He's still writing it. Damn reflection. There we go. But what we have is Jake Parker, the badass from many Kickstarters and Space Skull. What the hell is that one called? And the Antler Boy anthology. Bunch of amazing artwork. He's taken over the artwork, and so it's not quite as Scotty Young, but it still has that cartoony feel. So it wasn't like a huge departure in the artwork. So that, I think, helped a lot. And, of course, the story's really fun. This whole issue is Groot telling a story, and so all the dialogue is I am Groot for the entire book, basically.
That's
and
fantastic.
The way it's done is awesome because at the very end of it, it wraps up in a really cool way. That one was fun. I finally picked this one up, which kind of made me sad. The New Warriors are done again. The end of Volume 5. But, you know, in true New Warrior fashion, while the Avengers and everybody's fucking off doing whatever, the New Warriors saved the world again and hardly anybody noticed. That was a fun one. Started back into all the Spider-Verse stuff. Got the Spider-Verse Volume 1, New Amazing Spider-Man, and Spider-Man 2099, where now they're all kind of popping off into different teams, going and checking out different things. They finally figured out something about the Inheritors and how it is that these super powerful creatures, like Morlun, the guy that tried to kill Spider-Man, they're entities that basically devour spider totems throughout the multiverses, and that's what keeps them alive and makes them super powerful. And the Spider-Men that have gathered in the teams now are kind of figuring out how the Inheritors do what they do and what allows them to be so strong. And they're not to the point really where they're fighting back yet, but they're getting ready for it. So it's been a really fun build-up. I think these issues are from, 2 months ago. So I've got a ways to catch up, but I will be doing that now because in my new budget, there's now money for comics every 2 weeks again. So I'll be getting caught up. It's just going to take a little time. Yeah, good stuff.
I'm pretty positive my comic book shop dropped me. I haven't heard. Usually they call me every 5 weeks and tell me to come in and pick up my books. I have not heard from them in probably 7.
Uh-oh.
You just got fired.
Sadly, yeah, my comic store, since I've been there as a box customer since 2002 when I left the Navy, so I've had my box for 12 years, and having also been an ex-employee, even when they send out their weekly email, it'll have a reminder from Corbett sometimes saying, hey, if you're a box customer and you haven't been in a month, call us or come pick up your books or we're going to stop pulling for you. And even though he repeatedly tells people that, I think I'm one of the few people he lets slide because I am an ex-employee, and I have never, ever not paid for something that's in my box, no matter how long it takes. And so right now I think there's one book that I had 3 issues of, and normally at this point they won't pull a second one if you have one in there. And so he's let me build up a little bit of a backlog, but it's also because he knows I'm going through a divorce and shit. So they've been really nice to me. They held on to my my Mike Mignola book, which I think I mentioned that last episode I was on, my super beautiful artist edition of Mike Mignola's Hellboy in Hell. But the day that came in, it was a $175 book, and I put like $25 down and just was paying it off for 6 months. And the day it came in, he had multiple people offer him $200 on the spot if he would sell it out from under me. And Corbett told him to fuck off.
Good answer.
Yeah, I have a really good LCS. It's nice.
Yeah, it's always good to have good local shops. I did get my Dancing Groot Funko Pop from my local shop yesterday, hand-delivered to my house, which was kind of awesome.
Nice. Because, yeah, I could get on DCBS and get the same books and have them delivered to my house, and it would probably save me somewhere around 30 to 40% every month on what I spend on comics. Because even with a pull list, I pay cover price at my LCS, and a lot of people don't if you have a pull list at the shop. But also, Boise's kind of small. I mean, Corbett doesn't have enough pull list subscribers to pay for the rent on that building yet. So it's one of those things where he's still having to charge cover price to box customers. But because it is a local shop, and I do love going there, and because they do stuff like hold on to a book for me when people are trying to buy it, I keep spending full cover price, and I don't go through DCBS so that I can support my local store.
Fair enough. So,
Yay, shop small.
Exactly. Shop the local stores. It's more fun anyways. But
Indeed.
Looking at the time, I think that is going to wrap us up for this week. But don't worry, we'll be back next week. We're here every week, every Sunday, live at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, over at live.atgnpodcast.com. And if you missed the live show, don't worry. Just go to atgnpodcast.com or GonnaGeekNetwork.com. You can find us there, and you can find a bunch of our network shows there too. And we're here to keep you entertained.
And soon you will see the return of Bachman's Best.
Uh-oh.
Womp
Bachman's Best
womp.
returns.
I get a womp? What the hell?
And so now that Bachman's got some time again, I think he needs to invest in some new podcasts. What are you going to podcast about next?
Constantine.
Well, the return of the next element, which will hopefully be happening soon. Colin's finished school, and yeah, since I'm going to have a little free time, I don't know if we'll go weekly, but we should be coming back. And then I've actually been toying with the idea of doing a comic TV podcast, but I might have to move it to my other network, the Points of Interest Podcast Network, because there's so many comic book podcast or comic book TV show podcasts here on Gonna Geek, but there isn't one that just covers all of them. So I'm thinking about talking to the guys over there and possibly doing one that's about all the shows. So Constantine, Arrow, iZombie, fucking Flash, and just do all of them in one show.
That could be a fun one.
But then again, if a Constantine show pops up here, I might join that as well. Or iZombie, or Agent Carter, or Agent... Whatever.
Well, Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. is covering Agent Carter right now.
Are they
Nobody's
covering
been
Agent
talking
Carter?
about
Well, I guess that makes sense. Maybe I'll go pop over there for an episode. Who knows? At this point, I'm just available. That's what matters.
Suddenly
You're
Anthony,
here, lady.
Anthony just shows up everywhere.
Ladies, Anthony is available. Go get
Damn
it.
right.
Go get it. On that note, we're getting out of here.
I'll be the
Just
new
remember-
wing.
No meat spins.
No meat spins. I'm not even sure I want to know what that means.
Go to
Just-
meatspin.com.
No, just smile and nod. We're getting out of here, guys.
Go to
Before something
meatspin.com.
scary happens. No. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Making pancakes, making bacon pancakes. Make a bacon and I put it in a pancake. Making pancakes, making bacon pancakes, bacon pancakes. Why are you still recording? I was waiting for you to turn that off.